We are at Kroger, about ready to go in and buy some food. I haven't been food shopping in a while. My husband goes sometimes, hoping the prices won't be too crazy, but you never know. And it just started raining because it's going to rain for like the whole week. I know there's a lot of people in a drought right now, but we are not, and it just keeps raining. It's very wet. I'm kind of over it. So while I'm shopping, I write down the prices of things. I don't make a list, but just so I can keep a running tally of how much money I've spent. So I'm just going to use this piece of paper to do that. We go through about a bag a week of potatoes. I bought 2 bags. I just wrote down the price. I did not buy any sweet corn because we were getting a lot of sweet corn, but for anyone who's wondering, it is 4 for $2, so 50 cents an ear. And our Kroger is very well stocked, it appears. Bananas, we always get bananas. The kids love bananas. And then I wanted some avocados for this one thing I was going to make. They had 4 for $5, or these random ones that had no price on them at all. Then bread. Our bread always looks a little slim. I don't know, they're just not restocking it. And I always buy like the cheaper bread, but then people were complaining they wanted the nicer bread. But I was like, the nicer bread is costing like $4 a loaf. So we investigated further, and that is true. For a name brand bread, it was $4 for a loaf of bread. So I ended up getting the Kroger bread, which we normally get, which is only $1.69 for a loaf. Ketchup, my kids love ketchup, and it's worth it to buy it because it seems a lot to make it. It was only $1.25 for a ketchup, so I bought 4 of them. Here's a rice and beans section, a little picked over. You can still get a big bag of rice for $11, so that is exactly what I did. And then I bought some chickpeas because I like chickpeas. So I also got some brown rice because I'm going to try to make dog food. Salsa. My salsa last year was awful, and I don't know how the tomato harvest is going to be this year, so I bought a big thing of salsa. And coming into the tortillas, they had this Kroger brand for $2. It was 11.4 an ounce, whereas these were 7.45 cents an ounce, but then they didn't have any of those. There weren't any on the shelf, so I ended up getting the other ones. I need to do a restock on noodles because we eat a lot of noodles. Noodles have definitely gone up in price in the past 2 years, although they did have elbow macaroni for 2 pounds for $2, so that's $1 a pound, which is good. So I got 5 of those. And then you always pays to check the per ounce price because the name brand one was actually ended up being cheaper than the Kroger brand pasta. So I ended up getting an assortment of this name brand pasta. And I don't need any flour. I am good on flour, but I always check the flour, and they never have the big bags. And then I got some powdered sugar for frosting and whatnot. And then I checked the sugar. I also do not need sugar. I have plenty of sugar, and a 25-pound bag of sugar was $16. Canning supplies. I'm good on canning supplies, mostly thanks to my mom. Thanks, Mom. But I don't know. They seem expensive to me. These are, what, pints? And it was $15 for... I needed to get another syrup. And then I don't buy any of this prepackaged stuff. I don't buy baking mixes at all because we cook everything from scratch, and it's really helps out. Oats have gone up in price so much. $6.50 for a thing of oats. Of course, that's name brand. Kroger oats are only $3.39, so I went ahead and got one of those. These are the Raisin Aisle. Stock up on raisins. They actually had some on sale. It was a pretty good sale, so I ended up getting quite a few of those. And I know I said that the store was well stocked, but I'm seeing like some, in retrospect, I see where there's not some butter. I did not buy butter. It's $4 for a thing of butter. I did buy some sour cream because I've been baking with it randomly. Milk, $3.79, got 2 gallons. Now that we have a dog again, dog food is way more expensive than I remember it being. this one type of dog food, which I assume is a very fancy dog food, was $52. So I'm actually gonna try to make dog food, because although it might not even be cheaper, at least it'll be healthier, I assume. And I just can't see paying these prices. They're really high. I also got some tortilla chips. They were on sale, $2.59. Here is my cart. This is everything that I bought. And according to my calculations, it should be $130. Let's see what it ended up being. 128. So right on the money, taking it all home. First I have to stop and get some gas. With the 10 cents off, it was $3.57. So you may be thinking, what kind of meal are you gonna make with like 500 noodles and raisins and ketchup? And the answer is, I'm not. It used to be that I would go to the store, I would figure out what we're gonna eat for the week. At one time, I think probably it was like for the day, but for the week. And then I would buy the ingredients for that meal. And then once I decided that we were going to be doing the homesteading thing, I started watching homesteading YouTube channels, and I realized how they were buying food and how they more thought about food, because they would preserve all their food from the summer to get them through the winter and stuff like that. And it completely changed the way that I buy food. So now I keep a working pantry with all the different food that we need, and then I fill in gaps and I rotate out as we use things. So that way I already have raisins, I already have oatmeal, I already have ketchup, but we've been using them, and then when I go and I see that they're on sale, I can restock. So there was a time when I went to the store and there was no Kroger brand ketchup, and there was only really expensive ketchup. I didn't have to buy ketchup that day because I still had ketchup, because I keep a pantry full of all the things we need for meals. So now that they were on sale, now I stock up, and I bought four things of ketchup. So that is how my pantry's been doing. I will show you right now. I am downstairs in my pantry. It is a disaster. It is a disaster. And I will be cleaning it up, and probably you can come over and help me clean it up. That would be great. And then I can show you kind of what I have going on. I'll give you a really brief overview because it is horrible right now. I have stuff everywhere. The only other thing that I will say is we do have a deep freezer down here in the basement as well. My husband hunts, so I don't have to buy meat, which is really nice because I know that meat costs a lot of money. And if it was up to me, probably we wouldn't even eat meat. But because he does hunt and brings home meat, obviously we're going to be eating it. So that is an expense I don't have to take on. And I'm hoping to get the garden up to a point where that will also help very much supplement all of our food, so I don't have to keep buying so much food. But things like flour, noodles, I mean, I have made noodles before with flour and egg, but first of all, they weren't that great, and it was very time consuming. And so right now, while I can still get a pound of noodles for $1, I think I'm gonna be doing that. So I have a lot of stuff to say about pantry. We'll come down and do pantry stuff, and that'll be great. But that's all I have for today. I'm glad I got restocked on some of the stuff that I was missing or, was running low on. And yeah. Catch you later.